My hair actually looks pretty good today. Just flipping it around. I didn't wash my hair last night. And that's a positive, isn't it? Women talking about beauty. Bitchery before tea, my favorite time of day. I'm supposed to go to Sam's Club today because somebody wants chicken. Somebody wants chicken. And I'm like, It's not a drug addiction. I don't feel like it. It's a. I really don't feel like getting out of bed. I haven't even medicated today, and the room's already been spinning. I don't know what it is. Of course, skull fracture bludgeoning probably left quite a bit of damage, but it's intoxication. Just like the traumatic brain injury post I made, Lisa Williams, whatever her last name is this time, tried to convince us that traumatic brain injury symptoms are due to being drugged or using drugs. And I'm like, yeah, I know what page you're on, especially with your buddies downstairs, the booers, for making us sing along to your "We Are the Brass Ring Gang" bitch bullshit. So yeah, I had the balls to call it out. Got my ass handed to me when I was a kid for calling them out back then. Even with my uncle being part of their legal team. Quit messing around with that shit. You're gonna get hurt. You all hurt me a long time ago, fracturing my skull. I'll say anything I goddamn well please. Especially with sitting judges ejaculating on my face as a kid and the other bitch down below him trying to kill me for talking about it. Oh well. If they're offended by language, they need to grow the fuck up. I was offended by being raped and called a liar by the Kentucky State Police, of which Kim Razor has ties as well. Blake was always nice to me. Not overly nice, but he at least would go out of his way sometimes to say hello. He's much nicer than his aunt, who failed at due process big time. It's gonna blow up in all our faces. And guess what it is? Cops came in and were causing property damage and made it quite clear that I would be covering that for them too. You would have found that out if you had followed due process protocol. Oh well. Tina Jones Wallace falsifying that document, twisting my words, was not due process. So let me tell you about Kim Razor and marijuana purchases. You all want evidence? It's in Mason County. Let me tell you about their network, their medical network physicians recommending cannabis in Kentucky. Which, guess what? That's a huge liability. Oh well. Where did I go to law school? Wouldn't they love to know? I told them those roadblocks were unconstitutional. I told them Casey's law was unconstitutional. I told them the blood draws were unconstitutional. I told them cannabis seeds were legal, as I witnessed them whip their dicks out after placing some seeds I had in a plastic container and pissing all over them. I told them cannabis seeds are legal. They didn't believe me. 2018 Farm Bill, honey. Remember my federal judge ex-husband? When the women mice are away, the rats always like to play. And I'm not one of the rats. I just call them out on it. I look pretty good dressed in drag, don't I? When I had teeth, anyway. My real ones. They knocked them out big time. Well, shattered them, rather. And I had them pulled. Why not? Oh, no. Oh, no. Filing individual lawsuits for what they did? Oh, no. Just make it all public. My cousin yesterday was like, you go over the same damn things. And I'm like, when one topic gets stuck in my head, and I remember another little detail, I'm not a blogger. I hate the cameras. So I'll just sit and post the same thing over and over. Let them pick up on the little details in each one. Just like the kids used to tell me and their parents, you all live like hillbillies wallering around in your cattle's own filth. I have photos of me covered in cow shit. Yeah, honey, we live like the Clampetts and you all don't even know it. It's all appearances for the people above us. You know, the Woods and the Gollensteins and... No. Let me just describe the... whatever you'd call it. You could always work for Debbie. Debbie Wood. Back in the day, that was the conversation. When they had me down squalling about not being able to work the jobs I wanted to do. Yeah, I can always go clean up more rotting food out of their refrigerators and such. And he still has his license to practice law. Lucky me. Well, here's this case file. I read over it. So, at least Donald wasn't as bad as some of the other attorneys in Mason County with the whores and the heroin and the meth and the marijuana. It was poison alcohol with them. We are not whores. In my opinion, just like them updating the definition of rape in Ohio, being a whore is not always sexual. In my opinion, rape can encompass psychological rape, much like religion does to children. Conversion reparative therapy, mashing children to death. To me, that's psychological rape. So let me tell you more about Matt Lewis that night. He told me he wished he could afford to transition. I'm like, the battery's dead or something? What in the fuck is he talking about? Drunk, for one thing. In my home. Now I realize he was probably just scoping it out. Yeah, it looks safe in here, doesn't it? Better hope nobody comes out of their other person comes out of their room with their loaded guns. Looks safe here, doesn't it? You better hope nobody comes out of their room with a loaded gun, and it won't be me. Then he yanked my shorts down as I was sitting here just like this, working at my computer. I'm like, man, straight men are so goddamn boring. All they want to do is hang out and chat about how they wish they had done this or that, and, well, and get drunk. I'm not having it. I'm just going to keep working. And I did. Next thing I knew, my chair was swung around, my shorts yanked down, and his mouth on my dick. I was like, really? Well... Really? Next thing I knew, we were in my bedroom. I don't remember if I'd already started to go down on him or not. Anyway, I'm pretty sure he sat on it. Then the next thing I knew, extreme excruciating pain, like it was slicing it off left to right, my left to right, starting at the top. I was like, what in the fuck is going on? Yeah, but then I was told, yet again, men don't get raped. So I'm pretty sure that's a major federal civil rights violation. Sexual orientation and gender identity, hate crime. So as I said, he works with the Crawfords, who were appointed to Governor Andy Beshear's Cannabis Commission. I had been speaking publicly about the Crawfords, Kim Razor, Patrick Boggs, the federally illegal substances in public areas, and how there wasn't a minority in the place in Orangeburg, the Fall Festival in 2017. Not even Artie Gibbs was there. One of the Orangeburg volunteer members. He's an African-American dude, or a mixed dude. He's very nice. He bought Dad's old truck after he died, when he died. He wasn't even there. I'm like, why can't he at least be here to be a little bit of color for PR? I am here, you know, taking photos. Not a minority in the place. So they've always set their intentions and not even know it. That's like when I asked Aaron Breckenridge, do you see this drug bust with Mr. Boggs? Yeah, what about it? There is not a black person in any of the photos that are published. What about it? Hello? Hello, it's called good PR. First, the Ledger runs stories about we run the coups out of this area when they are the goddamn coups. And then every photo of that major meth bust was nothing but white men. Blackbeard from the DEA. And then the canine dude. I swear to God, I recognize him from videos. I find things like that to be interesting. Why in the world? Do they express such blatant racism? And the sad part is they probably don't even think about it. Hold on.
Don't forget I need you to go to Sam's
today. I know.
I'll just put it out there.
Well, I'm not being smart, I know. I've already talked about it. She wants me to go to Sam's today for chicken and,
Big black cat was out there.
The black and white cat? It looks like Bonnie's cat. I hope it's not those Korean peoples across the street and they left it. Because it keeps going back to that house.
Over there.
The people we haven't seen in months, or weeks, or months.
I don't think they had any pets.
It keeps going back to that house.
I know they would
Yeah, so our neighbors, our Korean neighbors, I think they're Korean.
We also, if you will, put the insulator cap back on the
Water spigot. Yeah, I'll get to it. I should have done the yard the other day when I wanted to. Now it's getting too cool, but that probably won't hurt. I just need to feel up to it. I would like to go to Lowe's and see if they have maybe, because those ones are a little bit too big. The nice big ones, the chest cutter things, the chest cutter type hedge things. And then those little ones are too small. I'd like to see something that is, I'd like to see if I can't find something that is just a little bit smaller than those big chest cutter like ones.
You have to have them go for those big roots after a while.
Oh, anyway, our neighbors, the Korean people, I think they're Korean. I think our next door neighbors are maybe, I don't know, they might be Korean too. I can't differentiate the Asian languages. They're all nice people. I haven't seen them in weeks and weeks and weeks, and I'm like, where in the hell did they go? The woman hardly ever leaves. Where did they go? They must be evacuating us or something.
There's just a few things. Because you didn't get popped the last time.
They didn't have honestly.
You forgot. It's over by the vegetables.
Oh, that's right. That's right. But honestly, when I saw that, I was like, how in the hell can they have all this water? That's right. I forgot they moved the soda.
I thought of that the last time I went. I'm like, because I went to look for your cans dry. I'm like, where the hell? And then I remembered it was over there.
Well, and plus they were packed the last time I went in there. You have no idea how that sets me off. And not into a rage every time. It just freaks me out.
I understand that because I don't like all that.
Well, that's why I prefer going through the week when they're, it's either just the elderly or not many people. And I'll try to go today.
We got some chicken. They've ate it all.
You can always cook them some of that bacon wrapped chicken. That can't be that unhealthy. It's got cream cheese in it, but we can scoop some of it out. I'll probably go. I'm not going to force myself to go if I don't feel like driving.
I think we need to get tea bags this time around.
And to tell you how bad my body is this morning, I woke up congested, of course, in tears. Because when the chronic pain starts setting in even worse, it's like, But anyway, my cheap shoes, my walking shoes, they're worn down again. My feet drop. They call it intoxication, but they don't have a clue. So I put on 2 or 3 socks on my right foot to help with the blister. And I forgot to take them off last night. Yeah, my right foot's like half dead. But that's nothing new. I used to tie my shoes so tight, put my shoes on and tie them so tight because I couldn't really feel them, that one day I couldn't feel my foot in the middle school for like 2 hours. Like, totally feel it. It was completely numb. What's wrong? Oh, my shoes on too tight. I can't feel it as I'm tying them. And this was pre-being intoxicated on anything. My right side. I can't feel it in its entirety, and they want to bitch about me using the pedal sometimes and pushing it a little too hard on a vehicle. You know what? You people caused this goddamn problem and then claimed absolute responsibility. Maybe I should factor in $100,000 a year plus vehicles for a chauffeur due to the goddamn traumatic brain injury you sick pieces of child porn producing shit created. So as I said, in the Breonna Taylor case, her family deserved every penny they got. Let me tell you how underhanded my family was. I'm pretty sure they dealt with legal or somebody on, what was being done to us. A traumatic brain injury that Dad labeled as tobacco money. But I could be wrong. Could be wrong. My father never told the truth hardly about anything, especially to me. $7,000. $7,000 for a lifetime of bullshit. Let me tell you about Foxwood, Wood, and Estill, Donald producing child porn, John and blowjobs, Stocky and semen. You all want to go right ahead and say firearms prohibition? Take the goddamn guns. I hate them. They're pretty. They're pretty. That's about it. So it's called due process, as I understand it. Oh well. Failing due process could have kept these things private. And oh my God, I'm so sorry. We're sorry. No, you're not. They had threatened to shoot me and burn our fucking house down with the bodies inside. And Kim Razor removes my firearms because of what? Words on a new age scrying device taken out of context? Man, what in the fuck has the world come to? So yes, I use my computer for scrying, just in case you're wondering. Removing such things is a violation of religion. Have fun. I read mainstream media and see a hell of a lot. That's why I read the far right and the far left and in the middle. Meet in the middle and think, well, this is what this situation's going to lead to, and guess what? It normally does. I sit in the fetal position. I lay curled up in the fetal position. That's how bad the trauma was. I took a Valium last night to sleep. And just like I said in that one video, that Valium prescription's 3 months old and there's still at least 10 or 15 in the bottle. The Percocet prescription's over 6 months old and there's still, I think, about 6 or 7 left in it. Because guess what? As a patient, I hate taking anything. But at the same time, I don't like being in so much pain, I want to cut parts of my body off. Honestly, file a lawsuit and keep things a little bit more quiet. Yeah, which lawyers? The whores, the heroin, the meth, the marijuana, the Molly, ecstasy, GHB ones. Believe me, they're there too. Mr. Hard, you need to contact Ray Baguki. Are you fucking kidding me? One of my ex-husbands and one of my little lovers are his clients. I don't think so. He wanted $5,000 right off the bat for a property partition that I could have written out myself. His claim of felonious child abuse and rape and a statute of limitations on it makes me fucking sick. It's sickening that Kentucky legislators limited the ability of sex trafficking victims to sue. To me, that's unconstitutional. It violates due process. You take that up with Kentucky Supreme Court. They can be charged criminally with no statute of limitations, filing suit. See how it's not equal? Which is why it's unconstitutional to limit the ability for them to sue. I told them those roadblocks were unconstitutional. I told them Casey's law was unconstitutional. I told them that blood draws were unconstitutional. I was right, wasn't I? I just loved it. Somebody claimed, "We're worried about you. You're sitting there talking about my chambers now." Meet Don Gentry. Let me see if I can find the sexy photo of my interpretation of Don Gentry's courtroom. I don't even know where it is. It's a good one, too. Probably on my phone somewhere. I used to keep my photos and everything completely organized, but then everything just went downhill. Well, here's one of the Don Gentry ones. Whoops. I think that was one of the Coptic pics. Hopefully the little imagery wasn't there. Oh. Where's the other Don Gentry one? There it is. My chambers now. Somebody go help him. He's sitting there pretending to be a judge. Meet Don Gentry. I can't remember whether it was Kenton or Campbell County the day I got pulled over in the Cadillac. Some bitch was literally snorting a line off her steering wheel and slowing down and resuming speed on the AA. Must have been Campbell County. Cameron Blau's country. You best bet that ticket got thrown out. That bitch slowed down for the last time. I hammered that Cadillac, flew around her, and then got pulled over. Oops. The bitch in front of me was snorting shit off her goddamn steering wheel and wouldn't even maintain speed. And you're pulling me over for doing 72 and a 55 to pass her? Good. Must be one of your whores. Oh, I have plenty of other photography with my interpretations of the judges. You said you knew my sugar daddy. Well, when you smile, guess who I see? I forgot nursery rhymes were regional. Patty cakes, patty cakes. Baker's man. Tell Rod that cake was delicious. A spice cake. And the we. The little piggy made it all the way home. So as I said, the Canadians were asking for child porn and live productions. I think I was around 12 or 13. That's how we sign, you know. I do know American Sign Language, the whatever version of it, but we're old school because our family was, you know, we don't have time to learn the whole spill of the world. So we spell everything. A-S-L. I forget what kind of sign language it's called. It's old school. People always make fun of me for doing it, but R-U-S-S-E-L-L. My aunt can do it so fast, it's like, what in the hell is she talking about? That's why the symbolic American Sign Language, it's easier to keep up with, but none of our family learned it. So today we're going to be talking about all these zoo animals. And porcini mushrooms are delicious, aren't they? The DEA wants psychedelics increased for research. You know, they say you start with patients first this time, instead of listening to what your machines tell you. One of them came at me when I was still in Mason County. Are you surprised we allow you to behave the way you do? Of Quite frankly, I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to think out of you people. You all are scared bigger than shit because of everything I know and have on a lot of you. And I never said it like that. Never once. It's what I thought. You all allow me to behave the way I do because of all the shit I have on all of you, and you don't want it thrown out there. So, you know what, I'll just let all these little criminal things slide right on through with giving you the blank checks and doing the time sometimes. And then when the moment's right, I'm going to lay everything God out on page 6 of the New York Times. Oh, they did they? Well, I hope you all have fun explaining your actions. DEA agents above the goddamn law as far as drug usage. Like I said in Mason County, when they'd want to hang out and get high. Sure, I'm a poor fucking patient on opiate-based pain management and otherwise. You all go right ahead and come on over and chit-chat for a while. Then as they'd be leaving and I'd be walking them out of our residence, I told you I could smell it. You can smell it on your goddamn breath, smell it. They liked having fun with the cosplay and otherwise. You will not meet an advocate in their groups quite like me. Carter County? Isn't there where Dan Sum had to spend some time due to a possession charge? Well, let me tell you about Carter County. One of my ex-husbands there, he and his friends were heffing Freon or whatever the fuck it is out of fucking vehicles. The sex was that good, let me tell you. So, what did they get into this time? Really? What are you all into? Really? The sex isn't that good. I want a divorce. And that's how I roll. I think he was a little bit larger than K-Pump. Just like my London husband. London, Kentucky, where they'd rather taser people into needing unnecessary heart procedures. What state or country am I due in today? Let me tell you about having a gun in my back over my heart. Them not taking that seriously because my name wasn't on the deed to the property I had to help pay for in human trafficking. So yes, I'd like to press charges. I'll tell you about Charles and Bud Lucas. Or Charles and Judy. Charles and Bud, pretty much. Barber and Son Funeral Home. I can't remember who had died. He pointed his dirty fucking finger at my deaf aunt. Pointed at the ground like she's a fucking dog. He's a sick piece of shit. Let me tell you about Judy and her goddamn dumbassery. Making Mema add her to her bank account for safety. The grandkids might rob you. She wanted new flooring and the bitch told her she was too old for it. Let me tell you about David, Keith, and Christy. They're kids. Not their only kids. Like I asked them last time. Judy was at the house, concerned because I was acting up. My mother, her sister, had smothered me with a pillow in a psychotic episode, but they wrote it off as postpartum depression. How high is Vicky Denise on anti-seizure medication? She just fell into the Lexus walking back to your all's car. So you all don't need to be complaining about my medical treatments, that's for goddamn sure. And tell Danny Lucas to stay away too. Oh, did I mention that Bud, Mr. Lucas, is related to the Palmers in the Weaver house, 9194 Springdale. Ryan's license plate on that older Dodge Ram in reverse is the Antichrist, GHR, Masonic Human Resources. If you read it normally, RHG. Old Kentucky and the games they like to play. These little things get stopped up. They're day cartridges. Hell, it takes me at least 2 or 3 weeks to use these new bigger Aero Pro ones. Oh, but I abuse it. These cartridges constitute a 1-day supply of cannabis in Ohio. It takes me at least 2 weeks to use one of them. So let me tell you about Eastern State Hospital and being sexually assaulted there. I reported it, but oh well. You know, Mr. Hort, if you report these things and we ask you to come to court, you have to do it. Well, and like I stated about the Mason County thing, at one point, that's the point they hold me in contempt and I talk about the sex. I've had it up to here with their forced bullshit just due to their belief system. Just like me being date rape drugged at the goddamn bank and then them pulling me over as soon as I pull off Market Street. Well, that's not suspicious, is it? As I said, I think I'll be sending a memo of any upcoming appointments to Mrs. Boggs. Maybe out of the goodness of her Christian heart, she'll offer a ride. Doubt it. Maybe they can ask the nanny to do it. You know what? My sense of humor was skewed due to this. My apologies. You all never wanted to hear the backstory to it, so oh well. And that is the infliction of emotional duress and physical damage they created. I couldn't take it being down anymore. Get on the floor. No, thank you. I think I took my albuterol this morning. I could be wrong. And that's the infliction of damages they did with their forced drugging in psychiatric to help cover me being raped by those sick pieces of shit. So huge thank you for limiting my ability to function as a normal human being in this world and complaining about it. So let me tell you the mental duress caused by them. See, KRS 216.302 encompasses if a doctor causes a patient so much mental duress they kill themselves or try to, but then they come in with KRS 503.100. We're allowed to use deadly force against you for absolutely no reason. You admitted to being suicidal. The Bible talks about it. Mental health. Well, let me tell you about Corporal Werline and dildos and cannabis. Oh well. Let me tell you about Jailer Lisa Geary and federally illegal substances. Let me tell you about Gerald Curtis and the Baxters beating the shit out of inmates for narking on their goddamn drug sales. Let me tell you about Jackie Sue. She and Gerald Curtis and some other man were at the Park Cafe one day having lunch. Either my hearing aids turned up too much or they need to keep their voices down discussing cases in a goddamn public place. Pretty sure that's a breach. Why in the hell did I say I wanted to have lunch at the Park Cafe? Gerald Curtis is the last person I want to see. Donna Kay, Donna Sue, Donahue. You're running around like you're crazy. It's called a severe panic attack. We don't believe in that mental health stuff, but we're signing this mental health court agreement, sending you somewhere. You people can't have it both ways. Just like sitting judges ejaculating on kids' faces, you all can't have it both ways. So let me tell you about fake restraining orders for some idiotic reason. Younger kids, circle-jerking cops. Oh well. So let me tell you about Debbie and Donald in a little more detail. Rotting food in their refrigerators, him not even being able to maintain his bowel movements at times, but him allowed to practice law, helping represent the drug-dealing brass ring. So as I said, I asked several questions. How much state and federal funding does Foxwood Wood and Estill receive? Did they still do the Sam's Club memberships on the public dollar? My open records request was too overly burdensome. I still have the paperwork. His wording was perfect to open them up for a lawsuit. Do you think I was going to sue over that? Oh no. I'll just go public with it. So as I said, McLean and Woodward, their cases were dismissed because they didn't follow administrative protocol. Well, I tried to detail administrative protocol the way I saw it. I filed a complaint with the Department of Justice. Those men were withheld blood pressure medication in one circumstance. Blood pressure medication. Their doctors didn't think that they needed it. And that's how it goes. Well, the doctor doesn't think you need your medication. Our doctors don't think you need it. Who, Cynthia Schaefer allowing a patient to die from simple dehydration and me filing a claim with the Kentucky Medical Board about it? Nancy Gutman telling she didn't care whether she caused a patient to get kidney failure? I'm sure Mediview has the security tapes. Just ask Bernetta Sweet or Danny Lucas. yeah, I can call out a hell of a lot of people, can't I? Marilyn Scheidel, Queenie Truesdell, Bernetta Sweet, Dr. Lohman.